Commander Sarah Chen stood at the viewport of the International Space Station horizon, her dark eyes fixed on the strange object that had appeared at the edge of Earth's orbit. The metallic sphere, roughly the size of a small moon, gleamed with an otherworldly iridescence that shifted between deep purple and emerald green. "Any response to our transmissions?" she asked, keeping her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. This was humanity's first contact with an alien civilization, and as the commanding officer of humanity's most advanced space station, she carried the weight of this historic encounter on her shoulders. "Nothing yet, Commander," Lieutenant James Rodriguez replied from his communication station. "Wait, incoming transmission, multiple frequencies." The sphere's surface rippled like liquid mercury, and a beam of light shot toward Earth. Moments later, every screen on the station lit up with the image of a being that appeared almost human, save for its crystalline skin that seemed to contain swirling galaxies within. "People of Earth," the alien spoke in perfect English, its voice resonating with a harmonious quality that seemed to bypass their ears and speak directly to their minds. "I am Ambassador Zenith of the Arcturus Dominion. We come in peace and friendship." Chen's military training told her something was off about the ambassador's too perfect appearance, too perfect voice, but humanity was in no position to question their first alien contact. The Dominion's technology was clearly centuries ahead of Earth's. Over the next few months, the Arcturus Dominion shared glimpses of their advanced technology. They helped Earth cure several diseases, provided clean energy solutions, and offered to help humanity join the galactic community. World leaders embraced the aliens as saviors, and Earth entered what many called a golden age. But Dr. Maya Patel, head of xenotechnology research at the Global Science Initiative, noticed disturbing patterns. The gifts from the Dominion all required constant maintenance from their engineers. Earth was becoming increasingly dependent on Arcturus technology, and with each passing day, more of humanity's infrastructure was integrated with Dominion systems. In a secure underground facility beneath the Indian Ocean, Dr. Patel presented her findings to a select group of military and scientific leaders from around the world. "The Dominion isn't helping us," she explained, pointing to complex data patterns on her holographic display. "They're colonizing us. Each piece of technology they've given us contains quantum-level backdoors. They could shut down our entire civilization with a single command." Commander Chen, who had been promoting caution since first contact, stood up. "We've seen this before in human history. Superior technology used to create dependency, followed by subjugation. The only difference is the scale." The evidence was irrefutable. The Arcturus Dominion had done this before to countless civilizations. They would appear as benefactors, slowly integrate their technology into every aspect of a society, then reveal their true nature once resistance became impossible. Their gifts were chains, wrapped in promises of progress. The true face of the Dominion was revealed during a global celebration marking 1 year since first contact. Ambassador Zenith's harmonious voice took on a cold edge as he addressed the United Earth Council. "Your world has been deemed suitable for integration into the Dominion. Your resources and population will serve the greater good of our empire. Resistance would be—" He paused, his crystalline skin darkening. "Unfortunate. You have 24 hours to surrender formal control to Dominion authorities." But the Dominion had made a crucial mistake. They had assumed humanity's eager acceptance of their technology meant weakness. They hadn't noticed Dr. Patel's team studying every piece of Dominion tech, reverse engineering its principles while appearing to simply maintain it. They hadn't realized Commander Chen had been building a secret fleet using modified Dominion designs, hidden in underground facilities across the globe. Most importantly, they hadn't understood that humanity's greatest strength wasn't in its technology, but in its ability to unite in the face of extinction. As Ambassador Zenith delivered his ultimatum, Operation Shadow Shield was already in motion. Dr. Patel's team had developed a quantum virus that would turn the Dominion's backdoors against them. Commander Chen's hidden fleet was armed with weapons that combined Earth's nuclear technology with reversed engineered Dominion principles, and in secret bunkers worldwide, humanity prepared for a war that would determine not just Earth's fate, but the future of every enslaved civilization in the Dominion. The 24-hour deadline approached, and ambassadors in its sphere hung in orbit, waiting for humanity's surrender. Instead, they would receive humanity's answer to tyranny, an answer that would shake the foundations of their empire. This wasn't just about survival anymore. This was humanity's moment to prove that true civilization wasn't built on domination, but on the indomitable spirit of freedom. The real war was about to begin, and Earth was ready. The abandoned mines beneath the Australian outback held secrets that would make the Arcturus Dominion tremble. Dr. Maya Patel walked through vast underground chambers where thousands of engineers and scientists worked in shifts, their efforts hidden from the Dominion's watchful eyes by kilometers of rock and sophisticated jamming technology. "Show me the latest test results," she ordered, approaching a sealed chamber where her team had been working on Project Phoenix. The room's central platform held what appeared to be a piece of Dominion technology, one of their gift modules that supposedly helped regulate Earth's weather patterns. Dr. Kai Zhang, her chief systems analyst, brought up a holographic display. "We've completely mapped their quantum architecture," he reported, his fingers dancing through the projection. "The Dominion's tech isn't just advanced, it's arrogant. They never expected anyone to understand it, let alone improve it." The module on the platform suddenly shifted, its crystalline structure dissolving and reforming into a new configuration. This wasn't Dominion technology anymore. It was humanity's answer to their would-be conquerors. While the aliens believed Earth was becoming dependent on their gifts, humanity had been learning, adapting, and evolving. In similar facilities around the world, other teams were making their own breakthroughs. Under the Sahara Desert, European and African scientists had cracked the secret of the Dominion's faster-than-light drive. In underground bases beneath the Antarctic ice, American and Chinese engineers had developed weapons that could penetrate the aliens' supposedly impenetrable shields. Commander Chen's voice came through Maya's secure communicator. "Dr. Patel, the Dominion's asking questions about the reduced power consumption in Sector 7. They're getting suspicious. Let them wonder," Maya replied, watching as another test module transformed itself. "We're ready to move to the final phase. How's the fleet? Come see for yourself." An hour later, Maya stood beside Commander Chen in a massive cavern beneath the Pacific Ocean. Before them stretched row after row of ships, their hulls gleaming with the same iridescent quality as Dominion vessels. But these weren't copies. They were the next evolution. 2,000 ships, Chen said proudly, each one carrying your improved version of their technology. The Dominion thinks they're giving us scraps from their table, but they've really been giving us the blueprint to their downfall. Maya nodded, remembering the day they'd discovered the truth about their benefactors. The Dominion hadn't just conquered other civilizations, they'd stripped them of their identity, turning vibrant cultures into nothing more than resources to be exploited. Earth would not share that fate. "The quantum virus is ready," Maya reported. "Once activated, it will spread through their network like wildfire, turning every piece of Dominion tech on Earth into our ally. Their backdoors will become our gateways." "And the weapons?" Maya smiled grimly. "We've improved those too. The Dominion relies on their quantum shields because they've never faced anything that could breach them. They're about to learn that humanity's greatest talent is finding ways to do the impossible." In orbit, the Dominion sphere continued its silent watch, unaware that beneath Earth's surface, a revolution was brewing. Their sensors showed exactly what humanity wanted them to see, a civilization gradually accepting its fate, becoming more dependent on Dominion technology with each passing day. They didn't see the quantum laboratories where human scientists had taken their tech and pushed it beyond its limits. They didn't detect the hidden shipyards where a fleet waited in silence. And they certainly didn't notice the subtle changes in their own systems, the tiny alterations that would soon cascade into their undoing. The deadline for Earth's surrender was approaching, but humanity had no intention of kneeling before the Dominion. In facilities around the world, soldiers trained on simulators that replicated Dominion combat tactics. Engineers made final adjustments to weapons that would shock the aliens with their ingenuity. And in secure command centers, strategic plans were refined and perfected. Ambassador Zenith's ultimatum had been meant to break humanity's spirit. Instead, it had united Earth in ways previously thought impossible. Old rivalries were set aside, national secrets were shared, and the combined intellectual might of human civilization was focused on a single goal: survival. But humans weren't just planning to survive. They were planning to win, to show the galaxy that freedom couldn't be bartered away with false gifts or crushed under the weight of superior technology. The Dominion had spent centuries perfecting their method of conquest, never failing, never facing real resistance. They were about to learn why you should never corner a species that had spent its entire history overcoming impossible odds. Humanity wasn't just preparing for war. They were preparing to rewrite the rules of warfare itself. As Maya and Chen walked through the rows of ships, their footsteps echoing in the vast chamber, they carried with them the hopes of not just Earth, but every civilization that had fallen to the Dominion. Soon, very soon, the Empire would learn that their greatest mistake wasn't in choosing to conquer Earth. Their greatest mistake was giving humanity time to prepare. The moment of truth arrived with neither fanfare nor warning. As Ambassador Zenith's ultimatum entered its final hour, Commander Chen stood in the Hidden Fleet's primary command center, deep beneath the Pacific. On screens surrounding her, status reports flowed in from facilities around the world. Every ship was ready. Every weapon was primed. Every soldier knew their role. Dr. Patel, Chen's voice carried across the command network. Status of Operation Stormbreak. Maya's hologram appeared beside her, the quantum projectors showing every detail of her determined expression. The virus is primed. Every piece of Dominion tech on Earth is ready to turn against them. We've masked the activation sequence in their own command protocols. They won't see it coming. Chen nodded, her eyes moving to the tactical display, showing the Dominion sphere in orbit. The massive vessel hung there like an artificial moon, its surface rippling with barely contained power. Soon, that power would mean nothing. All ships, final status check, Chen ordered. Throughout the underground complex, 2,000 vessels hummed to life, their improved Dominion drives creating a symphony of controlled power. This is it, she announced across the fleet's secure network. For 6 months, we've played the part of grateful servants. We've let them think their plan was working, that humanity would willingly accept chains disguised as gifts. Today, we show them how wrong they were. She paused, looking at the faces of her bridge crew. Each one represented humanity's finest, scientists, soldiers, and engineers who had worked tirelessly to turn alien technology against its makers. Begin Operation Stormbreak. Dr. Patel, activate the virus. Maya's fingers danced across her console. Across Earth, every piece of Dominion technology suddenly pulsed with a new frequency. In hospitals, their medical devices turned against their observers. In power plants, their energy regulators blocked their monitoring systems. In orbit, their communication relays went dark. Ambassador Zenith's voice crackled across emergency frequencies, its usual harmony replaced by barely contained rage. What is this? What have you done? Chen allowed herself a small smile. We've learned from the best, Ambassador. You taught us how to use backdoors and hidden protocols. Now let us show you how humans improve upon their teachers' work. The Hidden Fleet rose from its underground berths, water cascading from their hulls as they emerged from the Pacific. Similar scenes played out across the globe. Ships rising from beneath the Sahara's sands, breaking through Antarctic ice, emerging from mountain bunkers. The Dominion sphere's surface rippled with increasing agitation. Energy readings spiked as it prepared its weapons, but humanity struck first. Dr. Patel's virus had already infected their targeting systems, their quantum shields, their very command protocols. You expect us to believe this handful of crude copies can challenge the Dominion? Zenith's voice had lost all pretense of harmony. "We have conquered galaxies. We have subjugated species far more advanced than yours. These aren't copies, Ambassador," Chen replied calmly. "While you thought we were simply maintaining your technology, we were learning from it, improving it. Evolution is what humans do best." The first wave of Earth's ships demonstrated this truth with devastating effect. Their weapons, hybrids of human innovation and reverse-engineered Dominion tech, cut through the sphere's compromised shields like they didn't exist. Where the Dominion relied on brute force, humanity had created precision. Where they had built on overwhelming power, Earth had developed finesse. Impossible. Zenith raged as sections of his massive vessel began to fail. "Our technology is perfect, unbeatable. That's your weakness." Maya's voice joined Chen's on the broadcast. "You stopped innovating. You thought perfection meant never having to change. Humanity knows better. We know perfection is a journey, not a destination." The sphere launched its fighters, crystalline vessels that had terrorized countless civilizations. They met squadrons of Earth ships that moved with impossible agility, using modified versions of Dominion drives in ways their creators had never imagined. Throughout the battle, more of the sphere's systems fell to the quantum virus. Each failure cascaded into others as humanity's code rewrote the very foundation of their technology. The mighty vessel that had arrived to accept Earth's surrender was now fighting for its own survival. "This is just the beginning," Chen announced, not just to Zenith, but to the entire Dominion communication network. "Every world you've conquered, every civilization you've enslaved, they're about to receive a gift from Earth. The gift of freedom, wrapped in the very technology you used to enslave them." The sphere's defenses failed completely as the last of its systems succumbed to the virus. The mighty vessel that had arrived to subjugate Earth now drifted powerless, its crystalline surface dark and lifeless. "Preparing boarding teams," Chen announced. "Let's show the Dominion how humanity treats its prisoners. With dignity, with respect. Everything they fail to show others." As Earth's ships surrounded the sphere, the message was clear. Humanity hadn't just survived the Dominion's attempt at conquest. They had evolved beyond it, turning tools of oppression into instruments of liberation. The galaxy was about to change, and Earth would lead the way. The real war was just beginning, but its first battle had proven what humans had always known. True strength lies not in domination, but in the ability to adapt, improve, and rise above those who would try to hold you down. The news of Earth's victory spread across the galaxy like a shockwave. On thousands of worlds under Dominion control, enslaved species watched in awe as humanity's quantum virus propagated through the Empire's network, turning their own technology against them. The supposedly invincible Dominion was hemorrhaging control of its vast territory, and chaos erupted in its wake. Admiral Elena Santos, formerly Commander Chen's second-in-command, stood on the bridge of the Earth flagship Prometheus as it emerged from quantum space above Centauri Prime, the Dominion's capital world. The planet's orbital defenses, once considered impenetrable, hung dark and powerless, disabled by the same virus that had crippled their forces at Earth. "Multiple Dominion warships detected," her tactical officer reported. "They're trying to purge our virus from their systems, but it's evolving faster than they can adapt. Their fleet is operating at less than 30% capacity." Santos watched the tactical display with grim satisfaction. The Dominion's mighty armada, which had terrorized the galaxy for centuries, was now scattered and struggling. Their perfectly coordinated formations had devolved into chaos as ships lost contact with Central Command. On the surface of Centauri Prime, the crystalline spires of the Dominion's government district reflected the light of their twin suns, but beneath their gleaming facades, panic was spreading. The High Council, which had ruled over countless civilizations with absolute authority, was facing something they had never encountered before: successful resistance. "Incoming transmission," the communications officer announced. "It's from the Dominion High Council." Supreme Counselor Vex appeared on the main screen, his crystalline form lacking its usual luster. Gone was the air of superiority that had characterized all Dominion communications. "This is impossible," he declared, his voice trembling. "How could primitives like you achieve this?" "You made a fundamental mistake," Santos replied calmly. "You judged us by our level of technology, not by our potential. Humanity doesn't just adapt to challenges. We thrive on them." As they spoke, Earth's fleet was systematically liberating key Dominion worlds. Dr. Patel's virus had given them access to the Empire's entire communication network, allowing them to coordinate with resistance movements that had been secretly forming for generations. Species that had been subjugated for centuries were rising up, using their oppressors' own technology to break their chains. "Your empire was built on the assumption that technological superiority equals the right to rule," Santos continued. "But technology without innovation is stagnant. While you were maintaining your perfect society, humanity was doing what it does best: evaluating, improving, finding new ways to solve problems." The tactical display updated with new information. Across Dominion space, their carefully maintained order was crumbling. Slave worlds were declaring independence. Garrison forces were surrendering to local resistance movements. The Empire's own technology was being turned into tools of liberation. "You can't control this," Vex warned, desperation creeping into his voice. "The galaxy needs order, structure. Without the Dominion's guidance, there will be chaos." "No," Santos corrected him. "There will be freedom. And with freedom comes something your empire never understood: the power of choice, of self-determination, of different species working together as equals." Earth's ships had already begun distributing the modified version of Dominion technology to liberated worlds. But unlike their former oppressors, humanity wasn't imposing their will. They were offering knowledge, assistance, and most importantly, choice. On hundreds of worlds, former slaves were learning to use their master's technology in new ways. The Dominion had kept them dependent, but humanity was teaching them to understand, to modify, to improve. The galaxy was awakening to a fundamental truth: true civilization couldn't be imposed from above. It had to grow from cooperation, mutual respect, and shared innovation. "Your empire is finished," Santos declared, not with malice, but with certainty. "But its people don't have to be. Earth is offering you a choice, something you never gave others. Surrender now. Help us stabilize the regions you once controlled, and you can be part of building something better." The silence that followed was profound. Throughout the Dominion's history, no one had ever offered them terms. They had always been the ones dictating surrender conditions. Now, faced with the complete collapse of their power, they were experiencing something entirely new: the need to negotiate as equals. As the Dominion High Council debated their response, resistance movements across the galaxy were already implementing Earth's innovations. The very technology that had been used to control them was being transformed into tools of freedom. Humanity's gift to the galaxy wasn't just liberation. It was the knowledge that no species had to accept the limitations others placed upon them. The age of the Dominion was ending, but something new was being born from its ashes. And this time, it would be built not on domination and fear, but on cooperation and the endless potential for growth that freedom brings. 1 year after Earth's victory over the Arcturus Dominion, the galaxy had transformed in ways no one could have predicted. The Grand Assembly Hall of the newly established Galactic Cooperative, built from the repurposed ruins of the Dominion's High Council chamber, buzzed with activity as representatives from hundreds of species gathered for a historic occasion. Dr. Maya Patel stood at the podium, her presence a testament to how far humanity had come. Around her, beings of all forms, crystalline, energy-based, biological, and even some defying traditional classification, sat together as equals. The former masters and slaves of the galaxy were now partners in an unprecedented endeavor. When Earth first developed the quantum virus that defeated the Dominion, Maya began, her voice carrying to every corner of the vast chamber. "We could have used it to establish our own empire. Many expected us to. After all, isn't that the natural order? The strong dominating the weak. She paused, letting her gaze sweep across the assembly. But humanity's strength has never come from domination. It comes from our ability to adapt, to innovate, and most importantly, to cooperate. That's why we're here today. The holographic displays around the chamber activated, showing the schematics for a new type of quantum network. Unlike the Dominion's rigid hierarchical system, this one was designed to grow, to evolve, to be shaped by all who used it. This is the framework, Maya explained, a technological foundation built on the principles of mutual growth and shared innovation. Every species connected to it will be able to contribute their unique perspectives, their particular innovations. It's not just a network, it's an engine of collective evolution. Admiral Santos, now Earth's primary representative to the cooperative, stepped forward. The Dominion's mistake wasn't in creating advanced technology. It was in using that technology to suppress growth and enforce stagnation. The framework ensures that will never happen again. Former Supreme Counselor Vex, now serving as a technical advisor rather than a ruler, rose from his seat. His crystalline form had changed over the past year, showing signs of adaptation that would have been unthinkable under the old order. We thought perfection meant achieving a final, unchanging state, he admitted. Humanity showed us that true perfection lies in the ability to keep growing, keep changing, keep becoming better. The assembly watched as the first connections of the framework came online. Across the galaxy, worlds that had once been isolated under Dominion rule began sharing knowledge, culture, and innovations. Species that had been forbidden from advancing their technology were now contributing unique solutions to shared challenges. This is humanity's true gift to the galaxy, Maya continued. Not our technology, not our weapons, but our understanding that diversity of thought, of approach, of evolution, is the greatest strength any civilization can have. The framework's display showed real-time innovations happening across connected worlds. A water-breathing species had developed new approaches to quantum computing using liquid-state processors. An energy-based civilization had discovered ways to make faster-than-light travel more efficient. Former Dominion worlds were turning their oppressors' technology toward peaceful applications. 1 year ago, we stood against an empire that seemed invincible. Santos addressed the assembly. We won not because we were stronger, but because we understood something fundamental about the nature of progress. It cannot be controlled. It cannot be contained. It can only be nurtured and shared. As if to emphasize her words, the framework displayed a breakthrough happening in real time. A collaboration between 3 species that had once been bitter enemies under Dominion rule. Together, they had solved a problem that none could have tackled alone. The age of empires is over, Maya declared. The age of cooperation has begun. Earth doesn't want to rule the galaxy. We want to explore it, learn from it, grow with it. The framework ensures that no single species can ever again impose their version of perfection on others. The assembly erupted in approval, their varied forms of expression creating a symphony of unity and diversity. The framework's displays showed more worlds joining, more innovations being shared, more barriers being broken down. This was humanity's greatest achievement, not defeating an empire, but helping to build something better in its place. The galaxy was entering an unprecedented age of growth and discovery, guided not by the iron hand of control, but by the shared desire to reach ever higher. As Maya looked out over the assembly, she saw not former masters and slaves, not conquerors and conquered, but partners in the greatest adventure any species could undertake, the endless journey of becoming more than they were. The stars themselves seemed brighter now, beckoning not with the promise of conquest, but with the invitation to explore, to learn, and to grow together. Humanity had changed the galaxy not by force, but by showing that the strongest bonds are those forged in freedom and mutual respect. The future was uncertain, but that was exactly as it should be. For in that uncertainty lay the seeds of innovation, of adaptation, and of endless possibility.